What's up, everybody? So it's 12 straight winning days. I am officially on fire. I was officially on fire before, but I'm officially on fire again. Today's lesson is going to be charting. So stick with me through the beginning, and then we're going to get to charting. I'm going to help you guys understand charting to help you simplify what you're looking at. And then tomorrow, I've got Love joining me again. She's got some amazing entry points. I don't think people understood it when they watched last Friday, that you have to plan ahead, that you have the idea or the concept or the stock or the position in your mind. You pick an entry point, then you select a bid that is like 20-30% under that, and when your stock dips down, you get that entry point. So she's going to be back tomorrow to show and share and answer questions and tell you people what she's looking at, how she's planning, because you guys get that we're looking for the sale, but when you guys realize there's a sale, it's too late and it's already passed. She'll tell you how she plans in advance. I'm really happy about that. Today I gave out an alert. Why? Because people are like, hey, dude, are you going to give an alert? Hey, can we get more alerts here? Hey, we're members. How can you give alerts to lifetime members and not us? Okay, real simple. Lifetime members have their own personal chat. So every now and again, I chime in. I'm like, hey, I'm buying this. I'm buying this. Hey, I look at this. I'm buying that. Now, why don't I make him an alert? I'll tell you, because you're out there, some people don't get the alerts right away, or they're at work, or they're taking care of their kids, or what have you. They get in too late. I'm already out of the position. Let's say if it was a scalp, they're saying, I have a day trade. I can't trade that way. What do I do? So it basically causes too much confusion. It takes my focus away from the platform, it takes my focus away from sharing lessons with you that are going to help you no matter what stock you're in or no matter what option you're in. So let's talk about some stocks that I've been talking about lately, all right? TTD, all right? Trade Desk. I've got contracts expiring next week. I was trying to call the bottom today, but what happened? 10-minute rule. After I gave out alert, it drops pretty substantially. So I averaged down. I bought in at 495. I bought two more contracts at 440. So I'm in at like 457. I think I'm down like 16 cents, which is what, like 3-4%? Not a problem. Okay, let's continue on with the lesson. Upstart. I was speaking with Kelly this morning, okay? A lifetime member. We were talking about Upstart, and she's saying, I don't get how you plan ahead. I said, well, what option are you looking at? She said, this one right here. I think it was the $125 calls, maybe expiring in a week. Or maybe two, and it was $13. And I said, well, let's look at it. Let's see when it dropped this morning again. Upstart opened up the morning and dropped to 125, and then it peaked at 136. So I explained to her, because it hadn't peaked yet, I explained to her it was 128 at the time. If you bought it at 125 this morning instead of at $13, you could have got it for $9. As it was going down, somebody was going to sell to you. Now, after it peaked, where did it go to? Like north of $23. So if you're in at $9 by planning in advance, and you're out at $23, you just made 153% profit. I'm going to give you guys a couple more lessons. Roblox, right? I waited for this morning's bounce because I tell you guys, we don't sell options scared when the market's throwing up on itself at 9:30 a.m. And then it recovered quickly because I went on pre-market and I told you, do not believe pre-market. The institutions are here to manipulate the market and to fool you. All right. So when it looked like your shit was falling pre-market and then it opened and it fell substantially, if you had Roblox, my contract was $4. It went down to like $2.50. You know what I did at $2.50? I bought more. I bought more contracts, and then it went back up. It almost pressed $81. My $2.50 contracts were worth $3.80. I was already up 50%. All right. Do you understand? So that's a dip. We can't help it. If we're stuck there and we're holding the options and it goes down in the morning, we have two options. We're either going to just wait it out or we can add to the position. If you want to sell it, open it at spikes, that's great. Now let's bring up something else. Somebody asked me, dude, you just don't give out alerts enough. I said, watch YouTube. I talk about stocks that I don't talk about on my platform on YouTube because I have more time to go back and forth and explain things. So when Square dipped 2 days ago, and I said, looks like a buying opportunity, it was at 248. And I said, it's probably going to hit 300 probably sometime soon. So what happened to Square? It hit 281 today. I made 200%. So when I tell you guys, plan ahead. There's another example. Square dropped. Now here's another example. Roku this morning opened at like what? 387, something like that. Now, if you believed in Roku when I said it's going to be $500 soon, and I still believe that, you entered on the dip, 387, 388, 389. It spiked all the way up to, I think, like 405, maybe even 409. My contracts were up ridiculous. I'm still holding. I did not sell those, but I'm still holding. Another one I mentioned it 2 days ago. I mentioned it yesterday to the lifetime members. TDOC, TDOC, right? So I got in at $148. I got out at 153 today. I think it spiked up to like 154 or even 155. This is one of the examples I'm going to show you later. This is showing inflow. This is showing demand. Okay. I mean, 65%. Great one again. I spoke about this one 2 days ago on YouTube. Edit. It's a gene sequencing company. I mentioned 3 of them. I said Edit's my favorite. If I was going to get involved, it would be Edit. So Edit, that was like $44. I posted it again to the lifetimers because they see all of my plays. So I posted it. It's a $44. I said my price target on this one's $51. Do you know where it went up today? 44 yesterday, $55 today. It was up like 18%. I had just 2 contracts, but I made 360%. So again, if you don't think you're getting the alerts or you can't figure it out, everything that I'm trying to translate and communicate to you, even with my posts, every single post or tweet when I'm on Twitter has a purpose. If you find the underlying purpose, like, hey, look at this, it's dipping pretty hard, it looks good. Or I say, hey, this could dip to this, and then it would be real tasty. Let's mention Las Vegas Sands yesterday, LVS. I mentioned this play yesterday. I mentioned it on Webull, platform members, Twitter. I got in at $78 per contract, out at $1 contract. Then I got back in at $68 a contract. I announced it again to the world, and it dropped. Las Vegas Sands went under like $39. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to buy more contracts. People are selling them to me scared. I had the $39 calls. I'm buying them at 55 cents, 50 cents, 47 cents. Where did I sell them today? $1. Where could I have sold them today? North of $2. Yes, my contract that I paid $50 for yesterday, and I was so proud of it, and the chart looks so ugly, and I told people Las Vegas Sands, and they said, you're freaking crazy. I might be crazy, but I'm right. I'm on fire. I look at it, it's going up, all right? I'm not saying like I can change anything, but what I'm telling you is right now I'm seeing it clearly again. I'm in the zone, all right? What else did I mention? Apps, APPS, 63.30. Where did it go today? North of $66. Secured 38%. Is it going to go higher? Shit, I think it's going to go higher. I also mentioned, and I mentioned this to you all. I mentioned APPH, some harvest company, something like that. I manipulated today. So this is a good story. I'm going to take a second and tell a story before we get into the slides, and then we'll get into the lesson. So what is it? App Harvest, right? It was trading. I entered in this morning. It was $11.98. I let it flicker around. It was $12.10, and I wanted to get some action. So when it was dead in the market around 12:30 p.m., I purchased 4,000 shares for an account I used. Now, this is a long-term hold. It wasn't there to manipulate just my option play because I think I have like $5,000 worth of options. But this is what I used to do in the market. I used to take the money from the institution I was working for, and I used to play around and make stocks either look terrifically good or just horribly bad, and they would fall. So I was like, I wonder if I still have it. Let me see. If I was going to buy these 4,000 shares, and again, I spent about $50,000. If I was going to buy these 4,000 shares, where would I purchase them around? And I'm like, I think a little after lunch, like 12:30, I would buy them all in one batch, so it would make it look like there was substantial pressure on the stock. So I bought it at $12.10 all the way to $12.14. After I bought it, somebody got the hint because they pushed that stock APPH to 12.17, then 12.28, 12.33, 12.34, 12.48, 12.50. So I still got it. I can still manipulate a stock. And people are like, I better get out of that stock. No, it's a good long-term hold. But I just wanted to see if I could actually move the markets without even that much money. I mean, I used to do it with like millions of dollars of institution money, but I don't have that anymore. I don't have millions of dollars of money to play around it. If I'm wrong, I get burnt. So I was like, okay, long-term investment, find the right time to buy. The volume was down at that point, so I was like, I could spike the volume. I'll manipulate the stock, and I did. And I posted about it, and then right after I did, boom, it spiked. So that was great. Again, we're going to do charting real quick, and then we're going to do some questions. But first, I'm going to show you some slides, which is going to take me into the charting and show you exactly what I'm seeing in some of these positions. So let's get those slides up there, and we'll take one at a time. And somebody did ask me, please, Matt, slow down. I'm trying to follow along. English is not my first language, so sorry. I get very excited. Somebody said their wife says I'm always yelling at her. I don't yell. I get very excited. So Las Vegas Sands, okay? Here's the chart for this morning. Everybody that took profit, congratulations. But yes, it touched $41. That was the long-term goal. Okay, let's go to the next slide. That wasn't really a slide share. Okay, here we go. What's this one? Oh, Roblox. This was my position yesterday. So I shared it yesterday. And as I was in, I was only up 7%. This position went up north of like 140%. All right, so that's a good one. Next slide. But that's not showing you the charts. Okay, edit again. I mentioned it at $44. This is the picture I showed you guys yesterday. There was demand. They were coming out with earnings. Again, it hit $55 today. So it ended yesterday, I don't know, $45. It hit $55 today. Let's get another chart up there. I'm trying to show you guys the dips. Oh, here we go. So finally, this is what I saw yesterday, okay? Apps. And I said, okay, it spiked all the way to almost $65, but this is definitely a dipping point. And you can see that little turn, that little V right there at the end of the M, right? And I said, okay, looks like a good turnaround. I know Apps has demand. So again, it was only lifetime members. If I did it to everybody else on the platform, the questions would be like, hey, are we buying calls? What are we doing? When's the expiration? What's the strike price? And I'm trying to tell you guys, it's not about the strike, the expiration. It's about the stock's direction. So if I'm giving you entry here, I don't care if you bought the $65 calls, the $70 calls, whatever you did. If I'm correct about the stock, it's going to go up your option price, okay? So everybody understand it's mostly about the timing. You're looking for the bottom. If this thing spikes back up and then I tell you I got the $63 calls, it doesn't freaking matter because you already missed the bottom. The bottom is most important. Let's get another slide up there. Okay, so EH, again, this is a slide from today. I've been looking at EH, and I mentioned it the other day when it was $25, and it spiked up to $29. And I said, shit, I missed it. It is a Chinese company. It's a materials play company. So I like the materials aspect. I don't like the Chinese aspect, but they're not overly shorting this one. It has very light volume. And when it does push higher, it pushes higher like 8, 10, 12% in a day. So I'm holding on to this option. I do like this one. My expiration's August 20th on this. But the point is, see the dip that I circled? That's what you're planning ahead for. Whatever you're looking for, say the option's $1, you're looking for that dip and you say, I'm going to pay 80 cents and you just secured 20-cent savings. 20 cents is like what? 20%. All right, let's get another slide up there, please. I actually almost died on YouTube. That would have been crazy. And if I had died on YouTube, I bet this shit would have blown right up. All right, but the lifetime members would be pretty pissed. They'd be like, oh, I just signed up for a lifetime membership. The dude just died. What the hell am I supposed to do now? And the guys that are paying $3.49 a week would be like, sucker, I only pay $3.49 a week. I cancel it anytime. All right, so Lee Automotive, 31.33. I pointed out, I'm like, this shit could spike. I don't think it did today. I don't know where this closed at. I'm going to assume it closed right around in the same area, maybe a little north, maybe a little south, but I'm showing you what a dip looks like. All right, let's get another slide up there, please. All right, T-Doc. This is the one that I mentioned yesterday. Now, again, it had already rebounded. It was pushing 150. But when I pointed it out, I highlighted the area. It was $148. It actually went to 147, like in change. Point is, we can't call the absolute bottom, but you sure as hell know what a dip looks like. So anybody that's buying before 10:30 a.m., look where it is. It's all up high and shit. You're paying too much money. You're looking for the bottom to drop out. That's what a sale is. When I tell you we're planning ahead, we're not buying anytime before noon or something like that. If you waited for noon and you got in yesterday with me, you made 38%. That's what it was. Easy. Limited downside because it didn't drop at all. We got in, we got out. All right, another slide, please. All right, App Harvest. This is the one I showed you this morning. It was actually $11.98. I posted it. I said, I really like this company. Longer term, it's probably a $20 company. I couldn't understand why it was dropping. So I took some options and I took a shot. And again, my options on this, I think they expire. Let's just make sure. I think they expire tomorrow. I think that's why I was trying to manipulate the stock today. Let me just go here. And yep, 8.6. I got 44 contracts. So I'm not killing it, but I'm up over 38% right now, which is pretty damn good. All right, let's get another slide up there. Okay. I did it in reverse order. So this gentleman is part of my platform. He took his account from wherever it was down to $75. I'm going to pause here for a second. $75. We should give his account a moment of peace here. On 7-Eleven, guess where his account is from $75? You can see as of yesterday, he was north of $1,775. So anytime you blow up your account, you have to just reset, okay? You have to just calm down, take it from the start. Let's go to another slide, please. And this is his explanation. Nope, I guess I got rid of that one. This is what I sent out this morning. I was telling you pre-market that they are trying to fool you. The institutions, big money, they try and manipulate the market. They try and make you scare sell. So that's basically it. Hopefully you guys held on to your options this morning between 9:30 and 10:30. If you scare sold, you probably lost 40%. That's just a simple fact. If your option was $4 and you sold for $2.60 and it ended the day at $4, you just lost 40%. And you're like, no, but I got out green. No, you could have got 40% more. All right, let's get one more slide. All right, so this is what I'm going to start showing you guys. I don't have charts like this, but I wanted to show you what a potential breakout looks like, okay? This is Roblox. This is Roblox chart yesterday. So when you chart something, and I'm using this as an example because I don't actually have the technicality to show you that. So I'm going to look on my phone. I'm going to ask you guys to follow along. I'm going to tell you guys, I always gauge it from eye. So when I'm looking at this, what you do is you draw a top-down line from the top and a bottom up line from all the bottoms, and where they condense, that's your point. And when you break out, you'll see if the price breaks out above the top line, or the price can break out below the bottom line, and that's a bearish sentiment. If you break out to the top side, then you're like, I know it's coming. We just broke out of this range. It's a range that it's in. Do I have another slide, or we're done? Yeah, okay. So this is the slide I went to have. He was being completely honest. He said he lost $4,000. That's a lot of money. He never had more than $5,000 in his bank. He destroyed his account from $4,000 to $75. Now he's sitting around $2,000 again. Okay. The point is, we don't give up. We follow the rules. If you break the rules and you put too much of your position into too much of your account into one position, you could blow up your account like that. It sucks. All right, let's get another slide or we're done. Geez, there's always one more, isn't there? All right, we're done. Nice. I love it. Okay, so let's go to charting real quick. Okay, thank you all for sticking with me. I appreciate making this. We're going to get to some questions at the end, but let me just explain. All right, so there are different things you can use when you chart. I like to use, let's just explain what the charts I like to use, okay? I look at the one-day chart, which shows me the dip. All the pictures and images I just showed you guys, you could clearly see when we were bottoming. And when we bottom, it doesn't mean I'm calling the absolute bottom. When it bottoms, it doesn't mean that it's 100% going to get better on the day. What it's telling you is when it bottoms, you have less risk. All right. If it's turning the corner and you see demand at the bottom, you could say to yourself, okay, I'll take a starter position. If I'm correct and it rebounds, no, we don't need a CT doc anymore. I could just go up myself. Appreciate that one. All right. So when it bottoms, that gives us limited risk and we're looking for maximum gain. That's the whole point of it. Okay. So when you're doing charting, okay, other than looking at the resistant bands, which I guess Webull and some other services help you with, you can take a simple ruler, you can hold it to your screen, you can do a printout of the chart, whatever you need to do. You basically want to connect all the dots. So you go and you're trying to draw a line straight down from the tops, okay? Now, if your line is angled up, this would be, that's not a good example. All right, so if your line is angled upward and your bottom line is angled upward, meaning you have higher lows. So every time your stock goes up and then it consolidates at a higher point. So your stock goes up to $95, comes to $92. It goes up to $98, comes to $95. Up to $101, back to $99. It consolidates at a higher level. So if you're drawing the lines on a chart like that, you would connect all the bottoms and you could see it's obviously a bullish trend, okay? Now, you could also do that with volatile stocks when they show you the top. So you could do the same thing. In fact, you do both. So you find the channel of the price that your stock should be trading within. When it breaks out of the channel, that's what they're calling a breakout. So again, just to recap, and I know I'm keeping it very simple for everybody because I want you guys, let me just explain what my platform is. I'm a blue collar platform. If you're paying $349 a month or something to that extent, then you're getting the lights, the bells, the whistles. They're sending you alerts. They're telling you the exact position that you should enter into. You're giving the exact amount. I'm blue collar. I'm $349 a week so that everybody and their brother can join, so that the guy who's homeless, not homeless, but out of work can be a member. The one who is taking his kids to school can be a member. The guy who's just graduated from college and doesn't have a job yet, he could be a member. It doesn't matter. If you're into trading and you want to learn strategy, that's what it's there for. So again, I don't have the bells and whistles to show everything off, but I give you the general concept and I tell you how you can do this at home. So it doesn't even matter if you have a printer or it's on your phone. A lot of these apps have a point where you can just draw it on your screen. The point is you want to gauge the general direction. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to talk about a couple of stocks first, and then I'm going to let you guys have questions about your stocks. And hey, Matt, what's this chart looks like? what could I see? And I'll tell you where the resistance is. Now, when you look at charts, you're looking at the ceiling, which tells you the resistance. It's kind of like it just won't break through $30. It hits 30, it goes back down. It hits 30, it goes back down. And if you're following a stock, you'll realize this. The same thing around the bottom. If there's somebody buying and there's a floor there, all right. So I used to have a buddy who worked at one of these investment companies, and he would buy every share that was in a 3 or 4 cent range when he was told to buy this. So you could actually see that the stock would try and dip hard, and he was buying at $18, and he'd push it all at $18.05, and then it would dip again to $17.99. He'd be buying every share that comes in. All right. So it wouldn't go be below $17. And then finally, when the market recovered, they pushed it up. So that's what he would do. So let me look at a few charts, and then I can share them with you. I'm going to ask you guys, if you want, you can look with me. Okay. So let me grab a sip of water. Let me not kill each other. All right. So look at Caterpillar. And we'll look at a 5-day chart just to see if we can get anything there. So we're looking at the bottom of the 5-day chart for Caterpillar, and all the bottoms are around the same. It looks like it's triple bottomed at about 204.5, where it was this morning, right? 204.70. So again, now if you're following Caterpillar, you say to yourself, 204 and change is a good floor until proven otherwise. Now, why would I like Caterpillar? It's an infrastructure play. It's a Dow play. And keep in mind, we're at all-time highs, and I can see Caterpillar. We'll look at the 1-month chart and the 3-month chart. So I'm looking at the 3-month chart, and I'm looking at the angle of it, and I'm thinking that Caterpillar could easily bounce right back to $219 within like 2 weeks or something to that extent. There definitely is demand there. So that'll be definitely one on my radar, and that one I own. Trade Desk, which again had consolidation today. So again, I tried to call the bottom. It was TTD. I gave an alert. You guys have been asking for alerts. I'm like, all right, I know Trade Desk has demand. I know Trade Desk is going to move higher. I'm going to try and call the bottom today. It looked like it was turning around. And as I gave the alert, the market threw up on itself. So an alert that I was going to pay $5 for, I think I paid $4.90. And then it dropped all the way to $4.40. So people were picking up contracts along the way. $4.70. Somebody got in at $4.60. Somebody got in at $4.40. I bought 2 more contracts. It spiked a little more. So again, for new people just joining, we're talking about TTD. If you look at, let's just look at the 1-month chart of TTD. You guys can open it up on Webull. I say that because people watch this after hours. So I say, bring your phone to the side, type in TTD. You look at the 1-month chart. You're looking at it since, I guess, about 7/16 after there was a nice sell-off. Every day since, we'll say about 8 out of maybe 11 days are inflow positive days, and it's pushing higher. So if I was to chart this and chart the tops, using the 1-year chart the tops and chart the bottoms, I could see this pushing back to $96 within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Again, they have earnings coming up on August 9th. So that will definitely, if earnings are good, it's definitely going to push the stock north of $96, which is where I think it's going. I am going to be holding on to my calls through earnings. One of the reasons I grabbed it is I did some research on this company. I happen to think they're going to beat not by 10%, but by 15%. So if I'm correct, I don't care what Wall Street says. They're going to have to buy this stock, and it looks like they are buying the stock and pushing it in a good direction. All right, let's go on to another stock. I was going to tell you to pull up another slide, but instead, let's just go on to another stock. I can't. All right, so let's talk about Robinhood real quick. Robinhood is definitely a meme stock, okay? Why are Reddit playing around with Robinhood? Because there's a low float. There was low volatility. Now, what did they announce this morning? They were releasing 98 million shares onto the market that they're going to sell. Why is that number impressive? Because their initial IPO, they only released less than half of that. So there was less than like 45 million shares out there. They're going to introduce 90 more million shares to the market because they're like, oh, Reddit's going to play around. There's so much demand for the stock. And again, Vlad, that freaking crook, of course he's going to do it. You guys want to push his stock to like $60, $70? He's like, yeah, let's sell 100 million shares of stock. Thanks for the $7 billion. You know, when he leaves Robinhood, he's probably going to get some ridiculous package in like 3 years when they force him out for some type of violation. He's probably going to walk away with like $5 billion. All right. So let's look at other charts. You know what? I'm going to let you guys ask some questions right now, and we'll see if we can get to that. Because if I just look at charts, all right, what's my opinion about, oh, God, is this the aerospace company that was up 30% today and then probably dropped to like half of that? I'm going to assume it finished up, what, like 18%, 15%. And it finished up 23%. Yeah, I mean, this company's been around for a while. They did this once before. The company used to be around $9. Then they spiked it all the way up to $15. It must have been how many months ago? Like July, I guess. In fact, I think they did that before July as well. Yes, they did. Okay, Perfect. Because in February, when I started investing in space in Virgin Galactic, when it was $14, my price target was $28. It went past $28, then it went back to 14, then it went to 56. So this one, it's tough to put a valuation. You have to understand the aerospace industry does not really exist. So you're talking about future earnings. So anybody that's investing in this company right here, you're holding for a long time. Now, I understand that there was huge demand today and it was eventually going to happen, and you might see one more day of it, but I wouldn't put any valuation over like $12. But you look pretty safe anywhere up to like where it is now, 10.22, because that's where it was before it spikes. So you could actually probably say maybe up to $11. So I can see the bottom being 11. I do think it'll go up tomorrow. So that's the thing. You can count on that one. All right, let's get another one on there. Matt, what are my thoughts on G-Nog? So I don't even know what G-Nog. It sounds like eggnog. I've said that one before. Yeah, my jokes get worse and worse. Oh, Golden Nugget. Okay, so here's my thing about online gaming, okay? Whether it's DraftKings, whether it's Golden Nugget, whatever type of online betting you can do, you better be bringing in the big bucks, because understand the gambling, the casinos, the online casinos, they're making a VIG. So they're making 10% of the bet, basically. So they hope that there's 100 million on team A, 100 million on team B. Each bet puts up an extra 10% so that they can make the bet, and that's what the casino makes. So they really hope there's even wagering on both sides so they can just make the VIG. But I don't really like online gambling. I don't think that's allowed in the U.S. I would be surprised. Well, actually, I guess it is now, right? There are a lot of states that have that. I just don't know too much about Golden Nugget. The chart looks like shit. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the DraftKings chart either. I'd rather be in some other type of plays. But I know sports betting is big, but so much of it is still illegal, done through bookies and other online sites that don't have legal affiliates. You know, they're run out of Costa Rica. Okay, ChargePoint. Now, ChargePoint looks like it wants to turn around. Now, the good thing about ChargePoint is, looking at the chart, it definitely, if it's going to follow the same pattern, it's definitely going higher in the next few days. So I know it went up $1.45 today, which is great. If you were in there, that's 6%. But I could definitely see this riding up closer to what the ceiling would be, which is like $29. So if you're talking about ChargePoint and we're doing a chart for ChargePoint, if it breaks out of like 28.50 and hits 29 and 30, then you know you're in a breakout. And when stocks break out, they can go like 20% higher. So if you hit 30, you could hit 36. That would be my sell point on ChargePoint, okay? But the chart does look good. Understand, if there's an outflow day for ChargePoint, that's just consolidation. People are buying it based on the chart. So ChargePoint is going up, then it's going to consolidate and find a new base. It's going to go up and then find a new floor again. That's what it is. All right, let's get another one out there, please. Hey, Matt, how did you manage 3 trade days when you started? We said you sold, brought, sold. Just wondering how you grew it. Okay, yeah, you're going to have to go back. I think I spoke about this yesterday's episode. I kept it to 3 day trades. Now, keep in mind, you could do 4 trade days, but your account gets revoked, basically, meaning you can't do any more day trades. So right now, my Robinhood account with my small account challenge, which is at $12,263, I can enter into a trade, but I have to wait till the next day to sell it. So that's one of the reasons that I didn't sell Roblox yesterday at market close and secure profit. I carried it over to this morning, and then when it opened up down this morning, rather than selling, I just sold one of my other things, and I added on to more contracts. All right, thoughts on Fisker? Let me get to that question because I see it highlighted there. So yeah, let's get to that one. Fisker is FSR. Let's see where Fisker is at right now. Oh, I have some good news really quick. Tomorrow, I am bringing Love back. So for everybody that is joining me now, she was here last Friday. Love's specialty is waiting, patience, showing you guys if you have patience and you put in a bid and you have the right strategy that you will get the returns. So I told her, Love, tomorrow, you just take snapshots of your most recent positions that she posts. I said, send it to me. We'll post them. You could do the slides. I'd love for you to share how you decided to enter into these stocks, why you got these positions that you did, how long you're holding for, because everybody seems to have the same questions. How did you get such a great price? When do you secure profit? You're up 300% or you're up 400%. How much more can it go? All right, so let's look at Fisker. Oh, yeah, Fisker had a great day. So I almost got involved with Fisker today when it was like $15.15 because the chart looked just exceptionally good. And I was like, this one could pop. So yeah, the 5-day chart on Fisker, it's actually down about 6% in the 5 days, but the ending chart, it looks like it came around and it did that little cup and handle. So yes, I'd be very excited about Fisker. You could see there was a nice inflow day today, good volume, the same as yesterday, where it kind of consolidated. So it's been selling off. Fisker had sold off since 1661 for 4 days straight. Then yesterday, there was huge outflow day, yet the stock barely moved. So if there's huge outflow and your stock is holding good, that is an excellent sign because it tells you the next inflow day, your stock will pop 5, 6, 7%. Fisker popped 5.15%. So again, it falls right in line. So I appreciate the question. I love the outlook. If you get a tough day tomorrow, say the market sells off and Fisker hangs around 530 to 520 or something like that, do not worry. The next inflow day, whether it be Monday or Tuesday, you're going to pop to about $16 on Fisker, okay? And yeah, 50-cent pop is like 4%. That's a pop if I've ever heard one, because if you're playing options, you could probably make 45% on that. Let's get another question up there, please. All right, I haven't spoken about AMD for a while, but I did speak about it a couple days ago. I said it was going from $33 to $29 and change, and that's where I would be buying again, because at $29, again, using a chart, I don't like AMD, but that was a good baseline. So let's look at where AMD is today. I don't even know where it is. I don't really follow AMD because, it's a meme stock. Okay, so today there was, no, that's AMD. Wow, it was like AMC really went that high? AMC, here we go. Excellent. Okay, so today was an inflow day. Wow, it popped 12.3%, $3.50. So I guess my original prediction, it falling under $30 would be a good time to buy, was spot on, because today it was as low as $28.91. It fell under $29. So yes, when it fell under 30, I don't like the stock because I think it's probably valued at like $15. COVID spiking in Houston. They have a new mask mandate. I mean, they're telling people to stay inside. They're doing tents outside again. But yeah, there was huge inflow today, but it's only retail traders. It's retail traders saying the Dow's recovering today. Dow's a good thing to recover. Oh, you did ask about AMD. Sorry, shit. I answered the wrong one. All right, AMD, it consolidated today. So I will tell you that the demand, my God, am I all over the place? So AMD had earnings. Volume spiked for 6 straight inflow days. You saw AMD go from $92 to like $124. It just went up too quickly. So everybody, or some members in my platform that were saying puts on AMD today, puts on AMD today. Yes, you were correct, because it spikes so freaking hard that it's hard to miss. It's like puts on Mrna. Mrna spiked to like what? 360, 350 something. I mean, I was talking about it because I could have had like an extra 40 grand. Puts on Mrna, it probably went back to like 310 today. And then I said, be careful, because at 310, it was attractive to a lot of people. But that's Mrna. I will get to AMD. My thoughts on AMD is once it stops consolidating, and it could be another day. If it consolidates another day, you might see it drop to like 108 tomorrow. And then at some point tomorrow at $108, they say, okay, that's as low as it's going. And then all of a sudden it goes back to 110. And then the next day, 114, the next day, 118. Okay. It's just got to find its new base, its new floor. So that's my prediction for AMD. It will go up. If you tell me a month from now, just like I said, my prediction on AMD was $104. It exceeded my price target. All right. I sold a little before, but if it got to 104, I would have been out. I'm surprised that it's as high and there's as strong a demand as there is for this one. Let's go to another one, please. Matt, I need some advice. ASO. I don't know what that is. I have 3 $36 calls, 237. I've averaged down once already. It seemed it hasn't held support, 34. Okay. So let's see what that one is. ASO, and we'll see what the volume's like, because there has to be good volume. Okay. So it's definitely okay. Well, the good news for you is it seemed to flatten out today. So it probably saw the worst today unless the market throws up on itself tomorrow. If the market throws up on itself tomorrow, you could be in trouble. The volume is just too light. I mean, you're looking for like 3 million on an inflow day, which would probably push you back to $38 a share, which still doesn't get you even, because your break even's $38.37. So I am not happy for you right now. What I would say is, if you like this company longer term, and I'm looking at the longer term chart, and I guess you could say you do like it longer term, because the 1 year chart looks fine. It just keeps going up. So if you're going to average down and you're in for 3 contracts, you spent $700. Here's how you average down via episode 37. You don't work on the 820s anymore. If you think you need more time, which you might need more time for this one, it looks like it's going to go higher, but I couldn't tell you that you're at the bottom yet. So you'd wait a day or two. If it goes down lower, you say, okay, this is the bottom. Whenever you see the floor, my friend, here's what you say. You spent $700. You will spend $1,400. You'll go out till September instead. So you'll buy the September 17. You'll buy the $35 calls or the $34 calls. I don't care which one. It's up to you. It's about using the right amount of money. So you're in for 700. I tell you, if you're averaging down and you're changing the strike or the expiration, to use double the amount of money on your next position. So you're in for 7, you would use 1,400. If you get a bounce before August 20th, congratulations. You're probably going to be green on both positions. Now, if you don't get a bounce and say you have to sell these for like, I don't know, $1.50, and you're still down 80 cents, which would be like 30%. Your hope is you lose 30% on this, you gain 30-40% on the other one. Since you use 2 times the amount of money, it's almost like gaining overall 17% for all 3 trades. Even the one you lost on, you would technically be green. It's a net. So you're combining all 3 trades. You lose a little here, but you gain, and you had 2 times the amount of money. So watch episode 37 on that one. Let's get one more question up there. Oh, I haven't told you guys yet. Please, if you like it, click the like button, subscribe to my channel. I'm here every day. I try and give you lessons the best of my ability. I try and keep my lessons simplified and blue collar so that anybody from any part of the world can learn this. If you're 18 years old, if you're 60 years old, it doesn't matter. Single, divorced, kids, no kids. I don't care what you want to do with the money. Say you want to build a house of beer cans. Great, more power to you. Make that cash, okay? Hit the like button. Make a comment if you like. Tell your friends. This is what I used to ask you guys. Pay it forward. Share this link. Share it with somebody. Send it to 2 friends and be like, hey, this dude has a platform. It's basically nothing. I'll even pay for it. That's what you tell your friends. I'm not actually paying for it. All right, let's get 1 more or 2 more questions up here, please. And let's see if I have a question here. Matt, any consolidation for eBay calls? All right, let me check out eBay calls real quick. eBay. By the way, one stock that I really like, okay, is Caterpillar. Looking at it, it's consolidating. I think I mentioned that already. So I don't want to get all, and I can make fun of somebody else. I think some of you guys know, I'm sorry to do it to them. Stock data, right? So they're talking about it in my group. We'll end with this because this is a good story. They're talking about it, and supposedly he's talking up Staff again, right? STAF, which is the same company that spiked because it did a 6-for-1 reverse split. And then he was like, see the spike? We crushed it. We killed it. It was a reverse spike, 6-for-1. So supposedly members are having a field day. Dude's talking it up. I call him stock data bags or something. I mean, it's pretty funny. Matt, have I quit smoking? Yes. Plug hit 28. Great. eBay, I don't know about. And let's have a good night. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.